Fourth set of thesis videos from Spoken English to ASL. First time.
There was this war going on in Vietnam, and people could get drafted and go to Vietnam. And I thought, ooh, I can go to the Naval Academy, get a free education, don't have to get a summer job, and I don't have to worry about getting drafted to go to Vietnam.
Every guy in my family since the Civil War has been in the military. You know, it wasn't a requirement. It was something that I wanted to do. It was a way that I thought I could give back to my community.
It was partly to do with my mother. She did 20 years in the military as well as a single parent. And also for personal reasons, I was kind of looking for something a little bit more above myself.
Say 25% of the reason I got into the military was based on the fact that I had grandfathers that were in the military. Real bulk of it, and this is silly, the sort of immature, naive, younger version of myself joined because I genuinely thought that if I joined this seemingly hyper-masculine institution, that I would come out straight at the end.
It was something I didn't figure out for a while. In fact, it was going to go away as soon as I met the right girl, right?
I have to say that I did know that I was gay, but I hadn't fully come to terms with it.
Nobody knew. I tried so absolutely hard to hide that fact.
Sort of knew I was gay, but I had definitely not come out yet at all.
For Don't Ask, Don't Tell, there were no rules. Real rules were you didn't park your car anywhere near a gay bar. If you wanted to go to a gay bar, you got in your car and you drove from San Diego to LA so nobody else would see you there.
Nobody was asking, and I didn't have to tell what my feelings, what my sexuality was at the time, so that worked really well for me.
I may not be the most effeminate gay out there or have all of the mannerisms associated with being gay. I certainly have enough that people would question me.
But there was no way for it to work together, so I created two people. I mean, I had Steve Clark, the gay guy, Steve Hall, the straight guy.
As I matured and became comfortable in my own skin and where I was in life, becoming an adult, it became really difficult because I was in a long-term relationship with somebody who was also in the military.
Talking to someone else in our OTC department, and I remember speaking about my significant other at the time, and I believe I used the pronoun he instead of she, and they definitely picked up on that pretty quickly and halted the whole conversation.
Even though I was in the closet, I was a vocal advocate for repeal. And a lot of people said that that was wrong. A lot of people actually took me aside and told me that I was going to get myself in trouble by advocating for repeal, because even the thought of advocating for equality was evidence enough that you were gay to some people.
When it went away, I felt so good for the kids that I know who were in the military that they no longer had to live under this, which had at this point really become a joke of a law.
It was definitely refreshing to know that once it was repealed, that's one less thing I had to worry about. I could continue doing what I love and serving my country without the fear of being kicked out for something I have no control over.
But truthfully, I still put on the uniform the next day, and it was like a normal work day.
I still was scared that something would happen, even though it was signed into law.
I think the day that it went away, people who were veterans were cheering much more than the active duty people, because the active duty people like, well, I go to work tomorrow just like I did yesterday. You absolutely adore the work you're doing. You're working with really, really good people, and you have to make a choice. Do I leave all of that because I'm tired of my personal life sucking, or am I going to continue trying to build myself into a more important position that maybe someday I can do something about this?
Whatever you want to call it, there's a greater good that we should all be striving for. Some people would ask me why I joined the military in the first place if I knew it was somewhere that didn't accept people like me. So to me, in this case, doing what was right was really just being myself and not being afraid to be a part of an organization which initially wouldn't accept me, because it would never accept people like me if there weren't examples and people there at the beginning to lead the way.